Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This Sunday, it is the horror show at Extreme Rules that will take place this Sunday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on the WWE Network. We got 6 matches on the card. Folks, let's get into the card right now. Starting off in the main event for Raw, it will be Apollo Crews versus MVP for the WWE United States Championship. Bobby Lashley gave Apollo Crews the full Nelson on Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews didn't show up because Bobby Lashley and MVP were running their mouths with that new United States Championship and giving some of those wrestlers that full Nelson. Will Apollo Crews retain his current United States Championship? Or will MVP run around with the new United States Championship? And finally, he is the true MVP with Bobby Lashley. You're going to have to find out this Sunday night. And guys, this is really personal. It is this high flyer, Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match. After Rey Mysterio congratulated Becky Lynch announcing her pregnancy, Seth Rollins took it too far. And let me tell you something. Seth Rollins took out Rey Mysterio's right eye. And he's vowed to do the same to Rey Mysterio's left eye to leave him completely blind. But Rey Mysterio wants to see some revenge on the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. Will Rey Mysterio exact his revenge on Seth Rollins? Or will Rey Mysterio have his left eye get hurt like what happened to his right eye many months ago? But it's an eye for an eye match. The only way to win the match is to take your eye out of your opponent's eye out and extract their revenge. You're going to have to find out this Sunday. And now we go to this matchup. Bayley will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross will make a vow to bring home the SmackDown Women's Championship to our friend Alexa Bliss, because I've heard that Nikki Cross won a fatal 4-way match to get a title shot against Bayley. Will Bayley retain her SmackDown Women's Championship against Nikki Cross? Or will Nikki Cross finally win the SmackDown Women's Championship? Find out this Sunday. And in the main event, it will be Asuka versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Lady, let me tell you something. Asuka's back is against the wall, and the WWE Women's Division is against the wall. Their back is against the wall. Asuka and Kairi Sane failed to win the Tag Team Championships last Monday on Raw. Will Sasha Banks take the Raw Women's Championship and finally run over the show with Bayley? Because Shayna Baszler has had enough. She's had enough of the women's division, she has had enough of Sasha Banks, and she has had enough of Bayley. Because she wants to take them out, and I don't blame Shayna Baszler. Will Asuka retain the Raw Women's Championship? Or will Sasha Banks do the bank statement on Asuka? And will the women's division finally be distraught? And I will be pissed off, very pissed off, if Asuka loses the Raw Women's Championship to the bully Sasha Banks along with Bayley? Find out this Sunday. In a match that everybody knows about, it will be Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the WWE Universal Championship in a swamp match. Let me tell you something. A swamp match is a big match that nobody has ever seen before. It is a swamp fight. But how could you imagine being part of a swamp match? Well, you don't know how much I can feel about it, but a swamp match is something that I cannot get over. But it might not be for the Universal Championship. Can Braun Strowman beat Bray Wyatt in his own game in a swamp fight match? Or will Bray Wyatt take down the monster among men, Braun Strowman? You're going to have to find out this Sunday at the Extreme Rules Horror Show. And now the match in the main event that I'm not happy about. It will be the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre taking on Dolph Ziggler, and it will be for the WWE title. And it's announcing, but guess what? Dolph Ziggler gets to pick the stipulation. The match that will happen, but let me tell you something. Drew McIntyre's back is against the wall. Because if Drew McIntyre can finally beat Dolph Ziggler and finally retain his WWE Championship against to show off Dolph Ziggler, the Scottish psychopath will finally be the man that he will be, is still the WWE Champion. But let me tell you something. Drew McIntyre better be careful, because if he loses the WWE Championship, I don't know how am I going to feel. But Dolph Ziggler gets to pick the stipulation for the match, because Drew McIntyre wants to retain the WWE Championship against Dolph Ziggler, because you're going to have to find out this Sunday at the Extreme Rules Horror Show. Guys, your back is against the wall. I don't know how am I going to be strong enough to understand this dangerous matches that will happen at the Extreme Rules Horror Show. Who will have their revenge? Who will have their eye extracted? Who will come out on top at the Extreme Rules Horror Show? You're going to have to find out this Sunday only on the WWE Network, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. When 4 or 5 championships are on the line this Sunday at the Extreme Rules Horror Show. Only on the WWE Network.